She's still in the hospital, but she'll be out.
Okay, I'm going to call the Tuesday, September 16th, 2025 regular session of council order at 6:03 PM. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mrs. Craig. Mr. Moran. Mr. Dunman.
Here.
Ms. Gersh. Here. Mrs. Graywara.
Here.
Okay, we are in session. Can I have everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Hi, my wife. I pledge allegiance
To the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, good and welfare. So we have a little bit of fun. We're gonna have a little bit of fun tonight. So we're gonna do the swearing in of the village's new street commissioner and service director, Mr. Tim Bissler. And then after we're done with that, you're gonna have the opportunity to throw tomatoes and popcorn and things like that at him. Which his wife did request that we allow for that opportunity. So with that, I'm gonna have Tim meet me in front of the podium here. And then Chief. Promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employer official pending a potential litigation and property acquisitions if necessary. Moved by Mrs. Guerrero, seconded by Mr. Moran. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Craig. Mr. Moran.
Yes.
Mr. Dunman.
Yes.
Ms. Gersh.
Yes.
Mrs. Graywara.
Yes.
Okay, we're moving to the large conference room now. Just council and the law director. Department heads can remain out here. Chief Higgs, you can join us. Yep, that'd be great. And then we will resume regular session probably in about 15 minutes. Or even not. Let me know when you're ready. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, can I have a motion to resume regular session?
So move.
Second. Moved and seconded, please call the roll.
Mrs. Pray,
Yes.
Mr. Moran.
Yes.
Mr. Dunman.
Yes.
Ms. Gersh.
Yes.
Mrs. Grayora.
Yes.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the July 15, 2025 regular session of council meeting minutes? The
So
July,
moved.
can let me finish?
Oh.
The July 30th, 2025 special session of council meeting minutes and the September 3rd, 2025 finance committee meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Moving on to legislation. Can I have a motion, council has before them ordinance 2025-27 presented for suspension of rules for adoption. Clerk, will you please read the ordinance?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a letter agreement with OHM Advisors for project services relating to the McGregor Sewer Separation Project and declaring an emergency.
Mayor, I have a question.
Yes.
I am curious as to why the ordinances of late are all on emergency and we have kind of moved away from 3 readings.
Yeah, so it's in most cases, in a scenario like this, it really relates to timing. When the county gets us the information as far as a grant approval, or when a part of the project comes to us and, a specific duty or function needs to get completed. We don't generally, sometimes we don't have the time to read it out over 90 days. So that's the reason. Obviously, best practice is 3 readings. Unfortunately, when it relates to other intergovernmental agencies and other governmental agencies, they don't always care so much about our processes and procedures.
Thank you.
Yep.
That makes sense. All right. Mayor, I move that ordinance 2025-27 be adopted, rule suspended, and ordinance number 2025-27 be placed on its first, second, and final reading for immediate passage.
Second.
Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
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 Please call the roll for adoption.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Dunman?
Yes.
Ms. Gersh?
Yes.
Mrs. Grayora?
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-27 is adopted. Council has before them ordinance 2025-28 presented for suspension of rules and adoption. Clerk, will you please read the ordinance?
An ordinance amending Personnel Policy Manual, Section 709, entitled Paid Parental Leave Policy to provide pre-childbirth paid leave under certain conditions and declaring an emergency.
Can I ask how many people we have out now using this? Just McCann?
Just one.
0?
0.
Well, 0 now, right?
Ms. Cruz, did you have a Scribner's correction? I did, on the next, second to last page, it says with department dedicated. That was already corrected. Okay. It was already corrected.
We will correct that to say had rather than dead.
Mayor, I move that ordinance 2025-28 be adopted, rules suspended, and that ordinance 2025-28 be placed on its first, second, and final reading for immediate passage.
Second.
Please call the roll on suspension of rules.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Dunman?
Yes.
Ms. Gersh?
Yes.
Mrs. Grayora?
Yes.
Please call the roll to adopt.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Dunman?
Yes.
Ms. Gersh?
Yes.
Mrs. Grayora?
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-28 is adopted. Council has before them resolution 25-24 presented for suspension of rules for adoption. Clerk, will you please read the resolution?
Resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county fiscal officer.
Are there any questions?
Mayor, I move that resolution 25-24 be adopted, rules suspended, and that resolution 25-24 be placed on its first, second, and final reading for immediate passage.
Second.
Please call the roll for suspension of rules.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Dunman?
Yes.
Ms. Gersh?
Yes.
Mrs. Grayora?
Yes.
Please call the roll to adopt.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Dunman?
Yes.
Ms. Gersh? Yes. Grayora?
Yes.
Resolution 25-24 is adopted. Council has before them resolution 25-25 presented for suspension of rules and adoption. Clerk, will you please read the resolution?
A resolution accepting the donation from Doreen B. Cray to the Village of Newburgh Heights and declaring an emergency.
Council, you're certainly welcome to put this on first reading if you like. It's not an emergency.
You guys okay?
Yes, I mean, I would ask Mrs. Cray if she's okay with that, but
That's fine.
Okay.
resolution 25-25 is placed on first reading. Council has before them resolution 25-26, presented for suspension of rules and adoption. Clerk, will you please read the resolution?
A resolution authorizing participation in the national opioid settlement relating to Alvogen, Amneal, Apotex, Hikma, Invador, Mylan, Sun, and Zydus in the village of Newburgh Heights and declaring an emergency.
I just have a quick question. Clerk, can you tell, what is this garnered the village approximately?
Total over the last 3 years, about $400.
Thank you. Mayor, I move that resolution 25-26 be adopted, rule suspended, and that resolution 25-26 be placed on its first, second, and final reading for immediate passage.
Second.
Please call the roll for suspension of rules.
Mrs. Cray?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Dunman?
Yes.
Ms. Gersh?
Yes.
Mrs. Breora?
Yes.
Please call the roll to adopt.
Mrs. Cray?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Dunman?
Yes.
Ms. Gersh?
Yes.
Mrs. Breora?
Yes.
Resolution 25-26 is adopted. Council has before them payroll resolutions 4667, 4668, 4669, and 4670 presented for suspension of rules and adoption. Clerk, will you please read the resolutions?
I have to. A resolution authorizing and directing the payment of certain bills. Be it resolved by the council of the village of Newburgh Heights of Ohio that the following bills be paid and the same are hereby approved. And the fiscal officer and mayor are hereby respectfully authorized to draw their warrants and checks for payment of said bills as set forth on the following pages in the total amount of $110,148.78 and declaring an emergency. Payroll resolution 4668, a resolution authorizing and directing the payment of certain bills. Be it resolved by the council of the village of Newburgh Heights of Ohio that the following bills be paid and the same are hereby approved. And the fiscal officer and mayor are hereby respectfully authorized to draw their warrants and checks for payment of said bills as set forth on the following pages. And the total amount of $559,431.35 and declaring an emergency. Payroll resolution 4669, a resolution authorizing and directing the payment of certain bills. Be it resolved by the council of the village of Newburgh Heights of Ohio that the following bills be paid and the same are hereby approved. And the fiscal officer and mayor are hereby respectfully authorized to draw their warrants and checks for payment of said bills as set forth on the following pages in the total amount of $94,706.19 and declaring an emergency. One more, 4670, a resolution authorizing and directing the payment of certain bills. Be it resolved by the council of the village of Newburgh Heights of Ohio that the following bills be paid and the same are hereby approved. And the fiscal officer and mayor are hereby respectfully authorized to draw their warrants and checks. The payment of said bills as set forth on the following pages and the total amount of $112,069.54 and declaring an emergency.
Mayor, I move that payroll resolutions 4667, 4668, 4669, and 4670 be adopted, rules suspended, and that payroll resolutions 4667, 4668, 4669, and 4670 be placed on their first, second, and final reading for immediate passage.
Second.
Roll call and suspension of rules.
Mrs. Cray,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mr. Dunman,
Yes.
Ms. Gersh.
Yes.
Mrs. Breora,
Yes.
Roll call to adopt.
Mrs. Cray,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mr. Dunman.
Yes.
Ms. Gersh.
Yes.
Mrs. Breora,
Yes.
Payroll resolutions 4667, 4668, 4669, and 4670 are adopted. Moving on to reports. Councilwoman Cray, the floor is yours.
I just wanted to make a note. Tonight, we heard our new service director swear to support the Constitution. Today is Constitution Day. And it's also Constitution Week. With everything that's going on and how our Constitution is not being followed like it should be, everybody should take a second look at their that's the Constitution. Everybody on this dais has taken an oath to support the Constitution, not just of the state of Ohio, but of the United States. And I think it's something that's really important. My 10-year-old grandson, I handed him a copy of my handbook, the Constitution. He literally took 3 days, read it from front page to the last, asking a lot of questions. And I was really impressed because he absorbed it and he really asked some amazing questions. So that's something that I felt was important for today. Another, and this is just for any math nerds out there, today is the Pythagorean triple square day. 9, 16, 25. 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared. Happens once a century that we have something like that. So I'm just throwing that out for something, all the seriousness that we have going on. It's something to add into for the math nerds that we have. And that's my report.
Thank you. Councilman Moran.
I have nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Dunman.
I am speechless.
Wow.
Councilwoman Gersh.
I have nothing at this time, thank you.
Councilwoman Griora.
Couldn't last, could it? I just wanted to remind the residents that starting October 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we are having the fall garage sale. Permits are available Monday through Thursday, Ms. Schickler, until 3:30?
Yes.
Till 3:30. The sale begins on Friday. You must purchase your $5 permit before that day, as the building department is not open on Fridays.
That
Yeah.
is rain or shine, correct?
That is rain or shine. Absolutely.
Or hurricane or snowstorm.
I've also come to understand that on October 9th, the village will be sponsoring, with the help of Hillary again, we're doing a rain barrel program. You can find information in the lobby here. My understanding is the rain barrels are for sale. You can purchase one, and they will be available in the community room October 9th. And a YouTube video will be made available for those who need help putting them together. When you're things, let us know in advance so we can let the residents know that we have this going on. I knew nothing about this, so I saw it on the calendar today.
It's a county program. We just essentially have been given the information ourselves.
Like today.
Last
We
week.
posted it on the
Yeah.
website, we posted it on our Facebook page, we posted it in the lobby.
Well, I think you should just drop us an email. Say, hey.
Sure.
you
Yep.
know, yeah, we have this going on.
Yep, sure.
Thank you. Okay, and the last thing I have is Mrs. Cray's birthday is coming up, and I would just like to take this opportunity. Passed?
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness, we missed it. Well, happy birthday anyway, belated, Mrs. Cray.
thank you.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Going to be brief coming out of the summer recess, if you will. Halloween, although it's still over a month away, is going to be on Halloween. It's a Friday, 6 to 8. We'll have a number of roads closed as we typically do. We'll make those public here soon. Budget snapshot. Council has the budget snapshot. You have received an email from me. Unfortunately, we are essentially going to be moving into almost an austerity situation for the balance of the year, as a precaution to ensure that we do in fact finish in the black. We received less than favorable results from the Garfield Court in the last month or two. So we're just taking the precaution of putting the brakes a little bit on our spending. So I just want to let everyone know, if you have questions about that, concerns, please reach out. I'm happy to walk you through and explain where we are. We will have a meeting in, another regular council meeting in about 2 weeks, and we'll have a much better picture in October once we see where the court returns. Look, from the camera program, I did speak with the chief today about it, and he said they already appear to be improving. So fingers crossed that our projections kick back into where what we hoped they would be and anticipated. With that, I have nothing further.
Mayor, I have, I don't know if this is really you or the police, because I'm not sure who's enforcing this. But I've been getting a lot of complaints about parking, people blocking sidewalks, and about trash out early.
Yeah, so the chief and I actually spoke about some of those issues today. And we intend to kind of increase our reminders to the public and the residents about that issue. But we did in fact have that conversation, and I have been getting the same complaints and concerns, and we're not ignoring them. We have been occupied with a couple other projects that have taken up a significant amount of resources as it relates to the police department, which I can make public in the future. Actually, I'll let the chief make public at the appropriate time.
Thank you.
Yep. Kathleen?
Council has a pile of financial reports from the summer. We'll start with the fund cash report for August. General fund receipts in August 2025 were $613,252.14. General fund disbursements in August 2025 were $694,065.69. And the unexpended balance in the general fund in August was minus $456,853.25. All funds receipts in August 2025 were $835,555.83. All funds disbursements in August 2025 were $944,436.61. And the unexpended balance in all funds in August 2025 was $464,802.60. Questions from council on that report? And then we'll go to the good news from Rita. I meant that, it really is good news. In August 2025, we received $94,355.42, which was an increase of $12,234.13, or 14.9%. July was also an increase over July of 2024, so things are trending the way that we expected for Rita. Questions from council on those reports?
Oh, those were good.
I think that's all I have. We've started, I think, in earnest, the state audit. So it will be a busy couple of months here, collecting documents for them and answering questions and all that good stuff. We'll keep you posted.
Chief Majoy.
Thank you, Mayor. If you want to write this down, 216-641-5545. When there is a parking complaint, 216-641-5545. That is our dispatch center. They will immediately dispatch an officer to that location. I would recommend that council share that with their constituents, only because when they call you on Tuesday about an illegally parked car on Sunday, it doesn't really do much good after the fact. So we would just prefer that they call there directly, so it can be handled directly. We will make a Facebook post on that and put something out there for the public, along with the parking on the sidewalks, that issue. Just a quick update on the phones and the internet. Several months ago, council approved expenditure. We did switch the internet over yesterday to Everstream. We were at 100 by 100 connection. I tested it this afternoon. It was a 300 by 300. It's super fast, which is great. The new desk phones are in, and we are going live at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. One of the pluses for council will be that you will have, and I will assist you with this once. And with the Ring Central app that we're going to, which will allow you to call constituents from your phone using the app, and it'll show it's coming from the 4650 line or the 2123 line, which is actually yours.
I
We'll
like
probably program it to that one. So that way, if they just go to call you back, they hit that number, it'll go to the council phone. It will also be set up for, if someone leaves you a voice message, it will transcribe that to text, and then it will email that to you along with a copy of the recording. So you can simply use your village issued laptops, pull up your email, click on that, and there you go. So it's really good. We've started to see the savings. We were paying AT&T, quite a bit of money per month on something we didn't need, and so the savings has already started. In 26, we'll probably save around $15,000.
And you say you're only holding one class?
No, I'm only training you once. After that, there's a small fee.
Very well.
That's all I have unless council has any questions.
Chief Higgs.
I don't have anything on this. Council has questions for me.
Back to the chief attorney, please.
You're good.
Chief, two things. What are we doing with, the tickets are not being paid? Or we got someone set up yet to start, going after these?
Yes, so at present in the calendar year 2025 only, we have on the upwards of about 25,000 unpaid violations. The way that it works is that the court, or I'm sorry, the citation is filed with the court and it's mailed to the motorist. You have 30 days from the day of the violation. The motorist then has 30 days to transfer liability, request a hearing, or pay the citation. Those are your only three choices. And then if they fail to do any one of those three options, then after 45 days, the court will mail the motorist a postcard. And the postcard will basically say notice of money's due. These are your three options. You have to do that. They have 30 days after that to respond to it. If they fail to respond to that, then we have what's called a default judgment. The problem that we have, and it's not so much us, we're waiting on the court, is that because there are so many of those, we're waiting for the court to initiate an automated process, because for a judge to sign 25,000, these would take months. And so I have a meeting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with them and SiteStream, because we are really, really close to having that utility available. Once we do, then I've been meeting with Municipal Collections of America. They can handle 25,000. They can handle 50,000. So everything is in place. We're simply waiting on the court. Now, that is our plan for 2025. In 2026, once we get this collections process underway, then we're going to go and start looking at hard collections against motorists who have multiple violations. So we'll get a CSV file or an Excel worksheet, and we'll be able to sort and filter that and see how big of a pool we're looking at. So in other words, it's our intention to go after these folks. And if that includes going insofar as garnishments, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with those who have multiple citations, and then we're just gonna continue working our way down. It's time to let the public know that this is not what the news portrays. These are people breaking the law. And the fact that we have a pay rate of in the 30s is disturbing, that people would simply ignore a court order like that. And so we're certainly not going to sit on our laurels and just let it go by the wayside. We're going after them. If they don't like it, they can slow down.
Not holding you to it, but roughly how much money are we talking about?
5 million.
5 million.
3 to 5. Now, again, 100% collection rate is a utopia at best. I would be happy with Well, and anything's an improvement, but frankly, I would, the press that we got several years ago under the previous regime and administration didn't do us much justice. And unfortunately and sadly, we're still suffering from the consequences of that because we're at a historically low pay rate. And part of that is the news media who has portrayed these things in whatever fashion they choose. But they leave out, the dozens and dozens of other municipalities in Ohio, let alone, the dozens and dozens of states that do this effectively. To include Washington DC, the United States Capitol, they've got them everywhere. And so it's sad that the news can't go and be like, people need to start breaking the law. And the statistics of fatal crashes and injury crashes related to speed violations is disturbing. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration supports photo enforcement, but yet our media simply wants to go and make it clickbait and turn people. And, we have people come to court and say, well, the news said this is illegal, so I'm not paying it. Well, the news isn't paying your legal bills. The fact of the matter is that they are legal and it's a legal obligation that they have. So as I said, we have 30 days from the date of violation to issue a citation. Once we get a default judgment, it doesn't die. So if we, starting in 2026, want to start recuperating funds that are a year old, so be it. We've got a default judgment. That's on us. And it is our intention to do that, and we will do that.
Okay, thank you.
Council, if you have any questions for me?
I do. They actually concern the purchases and approval. Did you want to do them now or wait till then?
You can ask me whatever you need.
I would like to know the $67,000 striker power cot. I
And
understand.
lift system,
I'm sorry.
and lift system.
I understand what that is. That, if I understand it correctly, that is a device that will help the firemen lift persons who are perhaps larger than normal hydraulically out of the home and then.
No. So this is in the back of the squad. So loading and unloading the cot will be automatic.
Okay,
It's not in taking into the house. It's mounted in the back of the squad. And it sends the cot in and out, lowers it. We have a patient on it. We just, machine comes out, picks it up, raises it up, pulls it in. So this way they don't have any manual labor in loading and unloading of the cot.
thank you. Can you tell me the 67,000, I believe we spoke briefly about this at the park dedication. 25,000 is our copay? or our-
So understand, we have two different things. So
Okay.
this one is for the frontline squad, 5441 for outright purchase. And I got Stryker company to give us a no interest loan for 12 months so that we wouldn't have to pay that bill till next October. Then I put in for a BWC safety grant for the backup squad, 5442, to get the same load system. That one is the same price as the Stryker system we're putting in that I've asked you to approve today. And then that one, we get $40,000 on the grant and we would have the 27,000 match.
When's the grant due?
The grant is already in place. I'm waiting for approval, which you probably won't get because this is for 2026. I won't get approval till January.
And if we don't get approval,
And I won't be able to put one in the second squad in 5442.
and I know that this would help a great deal, how critical is this piece of equipment right now?
So all I'm trying to do is, the equipment is the state of the art. When we originally purchased the squads, we didn't have the money to include it in the original purchase of the squads. So I took it out of those squads at the time. So, this equipment is designed to prevent back injuries to the firefighters. Most of the time when we're loading a patient, in and out of the squad, that is where the chance of a back injury can take place. So that's why I went for the BWC grant. So it's up to council. If you don't feel that you can wait. That's why I had the money, we got the interest-free loan agreement from Stryker, and not have to pay that till next October.
What are monthly payments?
There's no monthly payments. It's a final bill paid next October, 67,000. So there's no monthly payments. It's an interest-free loan for 12 months. We don't have to pay it until October of next year. That's up to you. So that's what I've been able to try to, talking with the mayor, how do we, can we get it?
Chief, I just want to clarify. So we approve tonight, there'll be no outlay until this time next year.
That is correct. That's within the two agreements, the financing agreement and in the purchase agreement. And we don't order a second one. So this one tonight has nothing to do with the grant. I want to make that clear. This one has nothing to do with the grant.
Okay.
So we owe them 67,000 next October.
That is correct.
Mr. Mayor, would this fit in with your austerity program, being able to not have to pay it until next year?
So I can share with you preliminary review of intentions for the balance of this year and the first probably 6 months of next year is to operate on a very, very tight budget. I do anticipate as we continue to iron out these issues with the court and the camera program, that by this point next year, by October next year, when we would be in a situation of having to pay that, we would have initiated that additional roughly potential $5 million revenue stream from collection that would more than offset this cost if there's no expenditure on this issue until next year. I actually misunderstood this myself and thought we had to make monthly payments until this time next year. So that's actually good to hear. I appreciate you clarifying that.
Yeah.
So I think what the underlying question
So I can help.
Ms. Gray is that, yes, I think we'll be able to pay this next year.
Okay,
So if council is having an issue with this, about proving this one, we can wait till if we get the safety grant from BWC's safety grant. And then if we get that one in January, then install that one, our payment would only be 27,000 instead of the 67. And then if you see that you have the money available next October, we can just order one and pay that price at that time. It's probably gonna be a little bit more expensive because it'll be a year later. And put that one in 5442. Again, if you're feeling uncomfortable about making this purchase, that's up to you. I'm just trying to get our equipment up for 2026 to make sure we have the list systems in both squads.
Chief, if we're awarded the grant in January, when would the equipment become available?
Right away.
So we would be able to buy the one.
So you got 120, so under the BWC grant, you have 120 days to implement the project. From the time we receive the grant until full implementation and purchase and install.
Do you have any sense of the likelihood? Of getting the grant?
Talking to the consultant that I've been dealing with, she says we have a real good chance. I wrote mayor's signature, but she said I did a nice job writing the grant. I did a nice job with all the documentation. She can't see why we wouldn't be approved, but she can't guarantee it. That is correct.
And at that time, if I'm understanding, these numbers are swirling in my head here. If I'm understanding and we go that way with the BWC, we are awarded the grant. Council, Village of Newburgh Heights is going to have to pay $27,000 immediately.
So when I purchase the equipment, yes, that is
No
correct.
payment plan for that
Got
one.
no payment plan. So as soon as I purchase equipment, 30 days later, you will get a bill, we'll get a bill that we have to pay. We'll have 40,000 from BWC. That'll be through Ohio ID. That'll be put into our bank account because they already got the bank information. And then we have to come up with the 27,000, the remainder of that money that's on that grant.
Keep in mind, if we don't get that grant and we don't buy the cot now, we're a year.
Yeah, we'll be a year away before we'd add that equipment to the quad.
At a higher price.
at a higher price.
Yes. But again, I understand council's concerns. I'm just trying to give you options.
Mayor, piggybacking on Mrs. Cray's question about the October bill, how would this fit in with your austerity program for the beginning of the year, coming up with that amount of money in January.
Because it's an opportunity to pick up, a $70,000 piece of equipment, roughly 70,000, we would build it into the budget for next year. It'll pinch, but we will, I mean, when you have a chance to pay a third of the cost of something, you take it.
And again, when you get the grant, you have 120 days to implement the project, so we don't have to do, so if I get the money in January, I have 120 days to make the purchase and implement the project, so we wouldn't have to do it right away in January, but we could be able to do it at the beginning of April and then purchase it. And they have them in stock, so because they're adding them, any new squad now always gets a lift system added to it. So,
Keep in mind too, as well, we are, the idea with taking the fiscal approach for the balance of the year and the first half of next year, we can adjust that as we start the process of collections through the court system. So ideally, we're not going to have to be in a situation to go all the way until June next year with, an austerity situation. However, I'm planning worst case, hoping for accelerated progress.
Chief, when's the drop date you have to know about all this?
so at the end of this month, I have to place the order for this agreement by the end of the month.
I mean,
So we have to approve it by the end of the month.
Well, I have to have your approval so I can place the order and sign the paperwork.
So
So it has to be approved today in order to be able
Or
to,
next week or whatever,
Or special.
or a special.
a special council meeting if you don't want to do it tonight. It's up to you. Again, I've just,
but if we wait for the grant, at what point do we need to approve the 27,000?
when I get,
January?
January, when I get, if I get the grant, you'll approve, I'll submit the grant paperwork, just like I've done in the past when we've gotten the AFG grant, the 2 AFG grants, when I got the FEE grant, same thing. I'll bring all you the paperwork. We'll do an ordinance, accept the grant. They starts from there.
So now I'm a little bit even more confused. So now we don't have to approve this today, or we still.
So understand, this is, I'm gonna just to review real quick. This one is separate from the BWC safety grant. This is just an outright purchase of the equipment, delayed payment for 12 months. That we would not have to pay for this until next October. So I,
would have to be approved in September.
yes,
This year.
I have to sign the paperwork and submit it to the company before September 30th. For this, what I have on the agenda tonight. The other grant is already in and I'm waiting for that process, going through the process, answering any questions, having the site visits for the BWC grant, which won't be approval. This is for 2026 safety grant approval. So we submitted it now and then they will review the application and then we get the award in January. If we get the award, it'll be in January. That's when they come out. And then I'll bring you that information at that time. I have to get an updated quote from Stryker for the lift system. It could go up, I don't know. But at the time of submitting the grant, I have the same quote for the equipment that I did for the grant, for the BWC grant. So there are two separate items. This one's an outright purchase with no grant money for it. And the one that I'm hoping we're gonna get is the safety grant to purchase in January. That both squads will have a lift system in it and new cots.
Did you say September 30th?
I have to send it in to the company by September 30th to have this. It has to be ordered by the end of the month. For this item, for the interest-free loan till next October.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
Um,
Might as well, let's talk about the other item that's on the extension.
that, I have questions for that as well, but go ahead.
So the engine has to get fixed this year. It's not scheduled. I know I have it on the agenda now, just to give you an idea of the cost. And the items that need to be repaired on the engine. And that's why not to exceed 18,000. It's scheduled for October 29th right now. I can push it back a month if you need to. But it wasn't, I have to order parts and so forth. So that whatever parts we need are in, so the engine is in and out of the service, or in and out of the American Fleet Service, is within a week. Because again, remember, when I go to do the engine, we don't have a second engine. We borrow one from either Valley View or Independence or Seven Hills to have an engine in station. And we pay insurance on that, for that, right to use that engine. So there's additional cost for that, but that's part of why I said 18,000. Because we have insurance costs that can, and Kathleen can tell you, sometimes the original cost on it is about $2,000, and depending on how long I have that engine from a mutual aid system. Yeah, well, we've had items go and we've been, again, waiting to send it in and needing approval for it. So that's why I haven't had anything done, because again, the budget's been tight all year. So I've been putting off stuff, making workarounds until we can get it in. Yes, yeah, that is correct.
How much was that in?
I believe that was $3,000.
Chief, I'm unclear as to the bidding process for things of this nature. I know council has a bidding process, anything over 5,000, sometimes 10,000, depending on what it is. Do you have the same constraints?
I do, but I sent it out 3 different places and I almost had the one company blow up the motor on the engine. So I sent out to Atlantic, I had a check engine light, and I sent it to that company multiple times. And then got frustrated because they said they don't know what's causing it. They think it's a defective switch, and here it is. I have an engine cooler that was fully clogged and almost blew up the Cummins motor on the engine.
So
I'm not taking a chance on, so I only have like certain places I can send the engine to. So if you want me to get more bids, I will.
I'm asking you what your requirements are.
So
I'm sure of that.
let me be very clear about the requirements for department heads and departments. Though those requirements are the exact same as council. They're actually, it's a policy of the village. With that being said, I think the point the chief is making is just like any expenditure the council would make. Council, when they approve expenditures like this, have the right to essentially waive the 3 quote policy. What the chief is saying is based on, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to put words in your mouth, based on experience with the pumper and several of the other potential contractors that would bid, the quality isn't worth the risk of sending the pumper there to save a couple thousand or a couple $100. Is that fair?
That's correct. We had the issue where they did make the front end adjustment and we had the pitman arm dig into a tire that they said was fine. And here, when we do an inspection almost 9 months later, I had to replace the front tires because they made a bad adjustment at Atlantic, which is the dealer for our pumper, which is a Pierce pumper. So after that happened, I said, I'm not taking that chance again.
So council, you have, if you were to approve this motion, or this expenditure, it is a motion, not now, but at the appropriate time, you would essentially be agreeing, had he not sent it to multiple vendors, you would be agreeing to waive that 3 quote requirement.
And is this gonna be like one time and then for the next year or so, we're gonna
We
do
have
okay?
we do preventive maintenance. We're required by our ISO to maintain, you have to maintain, and it has to be inspected once a year. It has to be pump tested, the seals have to be checked. And so those are issues that I have to do every year. So, oh yeah, we no longer go that way. So yes, that is correct.
They had a picture of us out there taking pictures.
Okay, well, no, so again, that,
Like,
Um,
stupid.
All right. I have one other question, Chief. Thank you. This has been helpful. Are any of these, the 1 through 9, things that can be done by our service department / mechanic? Any of these?
He cannot because he's not EVT certified, which stands for Emergency Vehicle Technician. Most of these are related to the pump. So if you look at the crossover valves, you look at the primer valve, that's all has to be done that someone has EVT tech that can work on a pump. And he's not, I mean, he's not certified to do that.
Oh,
And the other thing is, he can't put it up on a lift.
Yeah,
The engine's too big to put on a
yeah, you
lift.
can't put that up.
thank you.
So I have a couple questions. What is the operational status of the engine right now?
It's operational, it's in service. I did work, so just so you know, for the crossover valves, we took the hose and connected to the side outlets, so you'll see the hose running off instead of being connected on top of the truck. We put caps on those cross lay valves because they were leaking and just hooked it up to the side outlet. So we made a workaround for that. The primer's not working. That broke. The way we overcome that is, again, old school, we leave the deck gun. You can pull the deck gun to get the air out of the pump and run water into the pump. We run the pump wet, means it's always full. They test it in the morning, making sure pump's full, so that we don't have an issue that we have to prime the pump for a fire. Again, I don't know if you can understand that, but we have workarounds for that. The exhaust system, we just not hooking it to, again, the exhaust system needs to be repaired. We can't hook up the collection system, the hoses that you see hanging down, we can't connect it because the exhaust has to be fixed. So that we've been doing, it's a workaround, we've just been living with it. What else? On those items, well, the normal maintenance, the pump tests and so forth, the valves got to be changed and that packing has to be replaced or tightened so that it can pass pump test.
What happens if we put this off for 6 months? Honestly, please.
Well, I'll make it work. I mean, it's working now, right? But we should be, but the trouble is, I won't have a pump test for 2025, and I need a pump test for 2025. I know,
For our ISO rating.
right, and for the inspection of the engine to make sure the pump's operating correctly. I can't do that because I can't prime it, and I mean, you can't have all the functionality of the pump working. I mean, if we put it off, then I just have no record that we did it, that we had no maintenance on the engine.
So when is the?
I'm
pump
not
up?
recommending that. I'm making, we can push it back till November if you need to, but we need to do one this year, get these items working.
Where does this fall in our 2025 budget projection? Roughly. You recall?
So we did build in a substantial,
15,000.
right, dollar amount for maintenance on the pumper this year. Again, that was with a revenue projection that we're not going to hit. Having said that, this is an expenditure, frankly, I would, and I'm asking council to approve.
We have no choice.
We have no choice.
Well, I mean, we have a choice, but
No, you can't.
it's not a good one.
Yeah,
We
no.
have spent any other money from that budget on the fund?
On the pump, no.
No, I haven't done any maintenance on it. I've been putting it back, pushing it off, talking with the mayor and Kathleen, pushing it off. But we have to get it done, so I want it on here. I can push it off. So again, if I get this approval, I can schedule for sometime in November to get done. I gotta get it done this year. I'm gonna need a week to do it. So if we can push it back, I'll schedule it for November, so we don't have the expenditure come in until December, By the time-
We have the inspection done by when?
by the end of the year.
By
And, but I don't really wanna run it in the winter without a primer valve.
Yeah.
Cause I gotta run, so when it gets real cold outside, the pump has to be run dry, meaning the water cannot be in the pump. I need a primer to prime that pump for a fire. So that would be the only issue. I don't wanna go in the winter with the primer not working.
Right now, they're making things work that shouldn't be doing the things that they're doing right now. If they have a breakdown, then we're really screwed. Someone's house, someone's car, whatever. I move that we should pass this 18,000, be done with it and get it done, get it fixed.
Are there any other questions for the chief?
I hope that helps explain everything, so.
That it does, thank you.
Thank you.
We all set? Chief, do you have anything further?
I do not.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Schickler? Ms. Schickler? Excuse me.
Couple of items, just want council to know, thank you, Mayor. Michael Lewis is on board and just completed his home inspection training, so we're getting him out in the field, getting inspections done. I'm excited to say that we had a special planning commission meeting last week, and we're gonna have a nice addition in the village. The Fortunas on East 42nd Street are doing a nice addition so they can stay in their home long-term,
Wow.
which would be a nice, it's gonna be a nice investment for the community. Reporting that we were able to demolish the garage at 4048 Washington Park Boulevard. And that's about all I have, if anybody has any questions.
Any
Yeah.
questions?
Who wants to go first?
Go ahead.
I took a ride through the village this weekend. There's contractors are out there, no permits on the weekend. We've got to get someone to get out there and start looking around on the weekends.
We can certainly do that, but if
We-
you see a situation, please note the address and forward that to me.
Do.
It's every Friday, every Saturday. At lots in the village.
Okay, well, we can certainly look at that, like I said, but really, I need people to report that to me if you see it happening.
I think Michael can do one on the weekend.
Right?
Anything, any other questions for Hillary? Okay, Mr. Sickles.
Thank you. Council has my report. The 20s neighborhood is all but done. There's some striping that needs completed, but all the topsoil seeding, stuff like that's all complete over there.
With the
20
exception, this does not count 26th, correct?
Correct. 26th Street, which is a separate project from the 20s neighborhood, is under construction. It's still on, scheduled to be completed, mid-November. A good question came up earlier and I just wanted to explain, this is minor, but, McGregor, you passed our, proposal to complete the engineering, design services for that project. One of the reasons, and the mayor said it perfectly, was because we need the plans to go after future funding. So the next round of funding for that particular project will be around March of 26. So we have to have the plans complete so that we can turn it in to get the next round of funding for the construction of that project. In roughly March of 26. That project won't go to construction until in 27. Because we won't get the funding from the 26 application until January of 27. So all this, as you know, is planned out well in advance, so that's part of why, especially things like this, if possible, always need to be passed by emergency. You can always ask me though, and I can tell you, no, this is not an emergency one, or this one is, but in this case, that's why this one was important to be passed tonight. So, thank you.
Question.
Sure.
So, I can't find where I saw that, but it's the Fleet Avenue ramp is gonna be closing while they do work over there.
That's
At
the
some
I-77 ODOT project. that
Yeah.
She's referencing.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a future project
Do you know
coming.
when?
No.
And what is it gonna be the northbound ramp or the southbound?
There will
You know?
be the short answer is they will all be closed at some time,
Okay.
all the ramps. You will know because they're gonna do all of 77.
Yeah.
They're gonna widen it out, and as part of the project, they're gonna do 30-day closures. And they're just gonna slowly move up and close one exchange at a time.
Okay.
So they'll just close the ramps, do the work on the ramps, move to the next one, do them. So you'll know because there'll be all kinds of activity.
And then our traffic camera will go with the flow,
They'll still be able to be up there, from what I understand.
even if the ramp is closed? Okay.
Yeah, but Harvard will get treatment, Fleet will get all of them
Gotcha.
in this area will get. Any other questions?
Nope.
Thank you.
Okay,
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I do have one.
time's up.
I'm sorry. There is a,
And I know, Mayor, you have addressed this as well, but what is happening with the water leak on the corner of Bridgeview and the Boulevard?
That's not really a Jim question. It's more of a Tim question. I can tell you it has been reported to the water department. They operate at their own pace. It could be this time next year when they come out to fix it.
Okay. It is still leaking. It's probably been at least 2 months.
That's correct. So I did call and followed up with them and I did talk to, I think her name's Leland Phyllis or something from the water department. And I did confirm that they did come out and take a look at it and they're aware of the situation and it's kind of out of our hands right now.
All righty, thank you.
Okay, Tim?
Council has my report. I guess if there's any questions, I can answer them. With this being my first time, a little nervous, but we'll work through it. We have a grant from CDSG to improve the fencing at the Kathy Edwards Park. I am looking at the okay to go ahead and have this gentleman from Be Green Landscaping come in and do the work. Obviously with the okay from the council and I've been working with the mayor and talking with the mayor and he's aware of the situation, but because of the project, and him needing the money to purchase the equipment, we need the okay to spend the 50K and the grant will then reimburse into the bank if that's correct.
Tim, do you want that approved tonight or can it wait 2 weeks?
I think we could wait 2 weeks, but I need to get things moving so we could get the Be Green. Jesse is the gentleman's name. He's done work here in the past. Jerry's actually the one that introduced me to the guy. And, I'd like to move forward with that because that's money that we do not have to spend out of our budget because it will be reimbursed through the grant.
Okay.
it's 50,000.
So 50,000 is not enough to replace the entire fence of Kathy Edwards, but we're gonna go as far as the 50,000 will let us. And that will include the new gate on 27th, as well as we're just gonna work around to the left and go as far as we can go.
The cyclone fence?
It's gonna be I don't have it in front of me, but it's black vinyl chain link 5-foot fence. So we're gonna get rid of the look of the barbed wire that's currently there. That's, 10 feet tall.
It's so pretty though.
Go
Go ahead.
I would say, I'm gonna add a couple things to Tim's report. Tim actually, went through the process of securing another quote to have the trees at Paint Medic or what's going to be Paint Medic headquarters relocated. With that being said, I am, nixing that because of austerity reasons. It's about a $10,000 expenditure to relocate and plant. We did not get a grant for that. So I am going to unfortunately have to basically pull the plug. And when we are ready to plant new trees, we're gonna have to go, we'll have to purchase those trees. We just don't have the $10,000 for that expenditure at this time. Now, we could get lucky and Paint Medic may not be in a situation to start construction until the spring. If that's the case, we might be in a fiscal situation next spring before the trees start to bloom to relocate that. So it's kind of a wait and see situation, but right now, council certainly has the authority to override that decision and approve the expenditure anyway. However, I really am recommending we don't. And then there is a shred event coming up. I think it's in Tim's report.
Right.
October 18th.
I was gonna ask you about that.
That is it because it's only $500. We plan to keep that
Thank you.
operational.
All right, so I can post it on Facebook.
Yes.
All right.
that is,
At this time, I did not get a cost for the thermostat. Jerry and myself were talking about it, you know, being inheriting all these projects on my plate right this second. You know, we haven't talked of moving a thermostat. I think we can manage to do that in-house. So with that being said, the NOPEC grant, with this building being so new as well as the other two buildings, well, the building next door being so new, I don't know what else, what other projects that we can you know, implement into the NOPEC grant. If anybody has any thoughts on that, I'm open to hear them. Email me, shoot the mayor a message. That's fine. You know,
I have
obviously,
contacted our liaison, her name is Jessica Renner, and I asked her the same question. She just has not responded yet. I asked her, did she have any ideas? And I have not heard back from her. She's real good about getting back. She just maybe doesn't have any ideas.
I got one more thing. Tim, we got a light over on 44th at the very end. It's dull. I mean, really dull. Can we, I'll get you a pole number, see about getting that replaced with an LED or something to brighten that corner up.
yeah, sure. Just send me over
Yeah,
the poll
I'll get
number
you
and
the
we'll
poll
try
number.
to follow up with that.
All right, thank you.
Mayor,
yes.
should we add the $500 for the shred day to absolute shredding onto our purchases and approvals for tonight?
No, I can authorize it.
Okay, thank you.
If there's any other questions at this time.
Good, thanks. Okay, moving on to purchases and approvals. I can have a motion to approve the July 20, I'm sorry, Bill, did you have something?
No, unless you want to amend the agenda.
Okay. But you're welcome to do that.
I make a motion to amend the agenda to add approval for up to $50,000 to remove and replace Kathy Edwards Park fencing. That would be an item F.
Moving in second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, it has been added to the agenda. We'll do the approval at letter F. Okay, can I have a motion for the approval of the July 2025 fund cash report?
So move.
Second.
Moving in second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Can I have approval of the August 2025 fund cash report?
So moved.
Thank you.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion approved. A motion for the approval of the appointment of Brandon Hall Karstarfin. Is that how you say it, Chief?
Yeah.
Karstarfin?
Yep.
To full-time firefighter paramedic for Newburgh Heights Fire Department.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Can I have an approval for the?
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
can we please table this?
Make a motion.
Like to have a meeting, like to table D for the approval of the striker power unit.
Second.
All in favor signify to table the purchase of the striker power cot. All in favor of tabling it signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, that is tabled. Council has before them, they have a motion for the approval of the estimate to repair 5411 by American Fleet Services at a cost not to exceed 18,000.
So moved.
Second.
Moving to second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Chief, we'll be trying to hold that off until November.
Yes, I'll schedule it in November.
Thank you.
Probably second week in November.
Thank you.
I think you're free next week.
Do we have a motion?
Day, I'll make my schedule.
Okay.
Accommodate whatever you
We'll
want.
get it done immediately so we can get this.
Yeah.
um,
Whatever day you want to meet with, I'll meet
Okay.
with finance.
Can I have a motion for the approval of the $50,000 for the fence with the CDSG grant with B Green for the repair and replacement of the fence?
So moved.
Second.
Stumbled through that, but you got it. All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, portion of the meeting, we open the floor to the public for comment. We ask that you state your name. And keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. Are there any public comments or questions?
Nope.
Steve Rhoda, Harvard,
Hold it closer. It's on.
Steve Rhoda, Harvard Avenue. Any movement on that sewer?
Actually, there isn't any. I do know that there was a conversation that occurred. It's essentially, we're kind of told we'll get to it when we get to it. So we will keep pushing from our end. But we did reach out and we have very limited ability to force some of the bigger utilities to do that stuff. So we'll keep pushing it.
How about the Jake brake signs? Ever find out why those were removed?
Chief? The Jake brake signs, they were removed?
Which ones were removed?
They're wrong.
I thought there were engine brake signs.
Yeah, I think there's engine brakes. I'll check on that. I actually wrote a ticket for that a couple weeks ago. I'm the only one that knows how to do that, but I did it.
We have,
Thank you.
We-
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
we do that on purpose. You don't want to look at our ugly mugs.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, you're out of line.
I guess so.
Are you okay?
No.
Chief, can you call a medic?
It could be something we could do with the NOPEC grant.
Nothing that we stunner ain't help.
Okay, any other public comments, questions? Anybody? Going once? All right.
Like,
Can-
make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Uh,
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Meeting is adjourned at 7:38.
Peace.
You know, getting home.
I just am afraid to take it back.
I'll take it, but I'm just asking if you need help to get in or.
No, getting in the house
It's
is,
fine.
yeah, the house is easy.
Thirty something, oh something.
Yep.
I'm told that, so you don't have to.
I can stick this,
Put on my shoulder.
yeah, I can put this back in the purse. Just stick that. And then put it as far as possible, yeah. And then, yeah, that I think okay,
Okay,
yeah,
ready to go?
yeah. I know.
I actually had to. Yes, I did. Yep.
The finance committee deserves.
I was outvoted by my colleague, Councilman Dunman, and my colleague, Councilman Moran.
I advocated strongly, but I only.
So that's the reason for your outburst.
That wasn't my outburst.
Yeah, well, good, yeah, well, your outburst was well founded, it's absolutely very terrible.
We will be having another
Go
meeting
right.
to talk about Chief Higginbotham's issue. And his money, so I will bring it up again.
Yeah, good.
It's a tough crowd in finance, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I have sat there and have complained. All right.
And that changes, that changes your ability. That's the east side, right?
And I've never turned it on. 2 weeks. So I sit on the side and we still, yeah.